Hello and welcome back to Local Gaming. I'm going to give Tainted Grail another try with, you can see there, with Beor again, and here. I lost pretty handedly the last time after, in the second chapter only actually. I'm going to give it another go. I'm going to try a couple different things this time though. Let me move the mini out of the way, put him on the map. Let's take a look at his actual character card. So he has an ability to craft, it takes 4 energy, draw 3 random craftable items and pick one, only in settlements. I didn't use that at all the first time. So I'm going to try it maybe the first day even, just spend the whole day, basically all 4 of my energy to craft an item. Yeah, maybe I might move, because he does have a pretty terrible weakness. Lose 1 health every time you become exhausted. So you are really limited on going down into the exhausted area in the health. So I've started with the 3 food and the 1 wealth, 2 aggression, 1 courage, 1 practicality, and 1 caution. It says here, Beor is a local smith known for short temper and incredible strength. He does his best to conceal a festering, unhealable wound in his side that he received under mysterious circumstances. I'm not going to read his letter again. I read it in the first go-around. I think I just want to get right into it. I've got the min here set at 8 on the dial there. I have the event deck, chapter 1, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in a row here. And the chapter 1 setup card, the front here. Yeah, stack the event deck from 1 to 6, just went through that. And then the same hints as, make sure you don't change the order of the event deck, even if it asks you to pull cards out. So for 1 player, I'm going to use all the level 1 difficulty cards. Let me angle that down just a tad. Yeah, there we go. So I've already got all of the level 1 stuff in the encounter decks back behind. I'll shuffle them when I actually pull from these. But because I lost so terribly last time, I'm still going to use the first encounter cards on the top of each deck. So we've got the gray deck, green, purple, and blue, all with the first card in those decks being your first encounter cards. So then shuffle those. You're now ready to start chapter 1. As your first action of the game, try exploring your starting location. Remember to read the introduction of the exploration journal. Now discard this card and reveal the top card of the event deck. So we are done with chapter 1 setup. We'll go to event deck chapter 1 part 1. And this is going to be our Minhir Rite secret card quest. The time is short. The guardian Minhir that has been protecting your town since the ancient days is about to go dark. Rumor has it that there's a secret druidic ritual that may help you rekindle the Minhirs. You must explore the locations surrounding Connacht to find it. So, I don't really need to do the dream in Connacht because I already know it's the mounds, the Isle of the Dead, and the Charred Conclave. And I'm going to try going to the Isle of the Dead. I did not go there last time. I went to both the Misty Mounds or whatever it was called and this Charred Conclave. I don't have spirituality, so I can't get the Minhir rights there. I know that already. Okay, so we've got that as a quest. And now we go to start of the day. So we'll reduce the Minhir's time dial from 8 down to 7. Then reveal the next event card. Homeless vagabonds roam the roads and trails. Many hail from fishing villages further west, where the last Minhirs went dark weeks ago. Though malformed and sick, they're the lucky ones. Their tales chill you to the bone. Is this the fate that awaits your land? Help the refugees. Each player may spend 1 wealth or 1 food to gain 1 rep and 1 XP. I want to keep my wealth. And the Hunter's Grove is not that far away, so I'm okay with giving them a a food. I want that XP. So a rep and an XP. And I'm going to try to get to 2 rep so that when I get into whitening, I can actually explore there. Because with Beor not having, I think it was either empathy or spirituality, not having one of those 2 things last time and then not having 2 rep was a big problem trying to explore in whitening. Okay, place 5 additional random events on top of the event deck. Let's take the random event deck here. Then discard this card. Okay. Get this one out of the way. So we know we've got 5. No, it's 5 minus 1 per player, so 4. So we know we've got 4 days before we get to the next actual Chapter 1 event card. One, two, three, 4. Let's put them in reverse order and see what that does for us. Okay. There's no guardians to move. We don't have any items that we need to pick from yet. No secret cards. Now we get to our actions. So I'm just going to go straight into Beor's action. Spend 4 energy from 6 down to 2. So let's shuffle this. And we get to draw 3 random craftable items. So I'm going to flip through this item deck until I get to craftable items. All right, so our first card is not a craftable item. The next card is a craftable item. Improvised armor. On enemy attack, prevent 1 damage. It can't be reduced to 0. Cool. Not craftable. Not craftable. Not craftable. Adventurer's Kit. Ignore the effects of heavy rainfall and unnatural chill events. Piercing Chimes. Sullen Handmaiden. Battered Shield. Enemy attack. If your sequence ends with a connected practicality or a double practicality key, prevent 1 damage. That's too situational. I think I like the improvised armor the best. Prevent 1 damage. It can't be reduced to 0. Seems cool. So I guess these are discarded to the bottom. That's gonna like stack the craftable items up next to each other. It's rather interesting. I was also kind of thinking about spending that wealth down here in the smith's shop at the Forlorn Swords. It's 1 energy to pay 1 wealth to draw 1 craftable item at the Forlorn Swords. If I exhausted to move there, there's also a dream there. And I don't remember having that dream. I've got a lot of health right now, and I'm going to get 1 health back when I eat at the end of the night. It leaves me with less energy for tomorrow. I can only do 2 actions. If I move back, I could move back and explore with the 2 that I would have. Okay, I'm going to move. That exhausts me. I take an damage. to move down there. So I'm already exhausted. I will spend this energy to visit the smith shop, pay this wealth. Let's get another craftable item. Hunting spear is not craftable. Not craftable. Not craftable. Not craftable. Lucky piglet. After drawing a random encounter, you may put it at the bottom of its deck and draw another one once per day. Companion. Mead. Helmet of a hero. Come on, craftable items. Where are you? Snare. For 1 energy, I can toss a dial out of settlements. If it's a grail, I can gain 1 food. If it's a skull, discard this item. So 50-50 chance of getting food or losing the item for 1 energy. I don't know if that was worth it. So I'm out of energy. End of the day. Rest, consume a food. We will restore that health. We haven't taken any terror. We can only go up to 4 energy. And then advance by spending experience. So we got 1 experience point. Modify our deck. We're not doing that. We are at 105. Forlorn sword. The army of men formed a defensive line with their backs toward the sea, a last desperate stand, but the 4 dwellers did not attack. Instead, they sent giants to do the dirty work. As the Titans began to advance, men cowered behind their shields and horses panicked. Only Arthur held his ground. He knew the giants would come. He counted on it. Alone, he marched out to meet them, stretching his arms wide. Half an hour later, the giants bent their knees before the human king and drove their weapons deep into the hill, vowing never to take them up against humans. Each character who has this dream loses 1 terror, but we don't have any terror right now. Okay. So, start the next day. Reduce the men here. Down to 6. And our first random event is going to be good weather. Your first travel today costs 1 energy less. That's good. That is good. No guardians to move. We've got just 1 keyword item. Improvised armor. Okay. I don't have to spend an energy to travel because it's good weather. So that's 1 energy less. Traveling costs 1 energy only, right? Explorer and travel are both 1. So now I've got 2 energy. I will explore for 1. Thought there was something good that I did here. A deep feeling of loss fills everything in Connaught. From dilapidated farms to the sunken eyes of those who remain in town. The men here in the market is all but extinguished, and everyone brave or resourceful enough has left to find a solution. If you have the Winds of Weirdness status, we don't. If you have Secret Card 66, we don't. If you have the Hunter's Mark status, we don't. Otherwise, choose 1. Visit the families of the champions from the first expedition. Ask the townsfolk to help you prepare. Rest for the day in your own home. Wander the alleys twisted by the weirdness. Only if the main model is not in this location. It is, or we can leave. I think I visited the families last time. Let's ask the townsfolk to help you prepare. Go to verse 3. Though they have little left, they share with you the last remaining supplies. Somehow this seems unworthy of a hero, but since all the true heroes were lost, who will dare to question your methods? If you have at least one rep, we do, and you don't have the scrounger status, each party member gains 2 food, then gain 1 random item, and the scrounger status. Oh, come on, be a good random item. Random item. We also get 2, we do have 1 rep, right? Yeah, 1 rep, 2 food. Okay, so we're at 3 food. So we just draw the top item, and it is Wayfarer Leaves. For 0 energy, I can fully restore my energy, receive 1 unavoidable damage, and discard this item. Whoa. Like 2 days for 1? I could craft another item for free, basically. I'll hold on to this, though. Maybe for a clutch moment. I feel like this armor is probably pretty good. Okay. Exploration ends. So we've got 1 energy left. I got 3 food. 6 days. I'm wondering if I should go up and hunt. I don't feel like I want to go to the Charred Conclave to dream. I don't remember. It might have been like a creepy dream. I forgot something, which I always forget. When I moved down here, I should have revealed that location. It's the Grubwood, which you can explore when you enter this location. The exploration is free. That's enticing. We don't have time. We don't have time. I could gain another rep. But is that a waste? I mean, I could use my Wayfarer Leaves if I don't really need to, I guess. How many days do I got? I got 3 days of food left. I guess if I start to run out of food, what happens when you run out of food? You go down to gain a terror or something. If you don't have enough food, drop your energy to 0. If you're already at 0, lose 1 health instead. So then you'd only go up to 4 energy. I'm not that far from the Hunter's Grove. I'm just gonna go. Gonna go to the Charred Conclave. Charred Conclave has a lightning action on it. It says draw a gray encounter when you enter this location. So we're going to fight the mist-shaped vermin. Encounter value of 4. Loot 1 food. Draw the combat deck. Shuffle it up. I think I've got combat down, but I'm just going to have the combat overview here ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I don't remember ever mulliganing. Taking a mulligan, probably what I should say. Oh, risky attack. Do I have something to pair up if risky attack misses? Yes, I do. I have throw. Oh, if I would have taken the shield, I could have used the shield with throw. This actually will draw me another card also. Okay, we're gonna play Risky Attack. It connects with Courage, so we'll draw a card. I wonder if I have to do the, I think I have to do the on play thing first. I have to toss a dial. It is a Grail. Gain 2. Now this is going to be over then. That's fine. It's just a mist-shaped vermin. Draw a card. What I have drawn. Grapple. Okay. And we get a cube for 1 practicality, and we get a cube for the free key. That's 4 cubes. It's enough to defeat the mist-shaped vermin. And the loot is 1 food. And the first encounter card is now out. All right, so we are now at, we can see 109 and 107. So we can see whitening up above us. There you draw a blue encounter. You can trade a food for a wealth. So in case I need a wealth for the min here, I can trade some food. So I better go hunting before I try to go light a min here. And Island Asylum. For 1 energy, I can pay a wealth to gain 3 health. And I guess I should read the flavor text. Island was Charred Conclave. The wind that caresses the long grass of this desolate highland also carries the smell of burnt flesh. Maybe I shouldn't read the flavor text. All right, so I think I will stop so I can go up to 6 energy. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Because if I eat food, eating food, like, it's not going to really do anything for me. Because my health is full, my terror is low. Do I move? No, it's fine. I don't want to take the wound from not eating, because Beor has to eat or he's going to take a wound, because he would go down to exhausted and then have to take a wound because of his weakness. Restore it full. I want to see getting up into that much energy. Well, I've only got 1 experience point, and there is a dream here in the Charred Conclave. 104. In your dream, you flee from a rolling wave of darkness, slowly consuming the land behind you. You try to pick your paths carefully, making sure to gather ample provisions along the way, and to rekindle any menhirs you find. After a while, the wave catches up to you and swallows you whole. You come back to the start of the dream. This time you flee as fast as your legs can carry you, but hunger, dead ends, and the beast of this land quickly end your life. To survive, you need to move fast, but not at the cost of your resources or survival tracks. So in the first part of the dream, you went too slow, and the wave swallowed you. In the second part of the dream, you went too fast and didn't have enough food and stuff. Make sure you gather resources. Okay. Next day. Been here down to 5. Random event number 2. Don't be mean to us. Violent thunderstorm. Lose 1 health each time you travel today. I don't like that. Okay, no guardians to move. We're good on our items. So let's just start doing stuff. We'll spend an energy to travel, and we will get wounded from that. Now we are at the island asylum. And I'm betting we have to explore probably. Let's look at the back. I always forget that the back has different art. Now it's kind of cool looking. Like a big building. Yep, so let's explore. Especially since we probably don't even want to travel again. How many days we got left? 5. What number is this? 109. Hey, opened right to it. Sort of. Scrubwood. Island Asylum. The waves splash against the hull of the boat. A silent hooded man slowly ferries you to a secluded island. Its dark willow grove overlooked on 3 sides by an ancient necropolis, carved into the side of the mountain. You know the sick are kept in deep, dark holds, yet you still feel uneasy stepping down onto the shore. Grim monks, the keepers of this place, inspect your body despite your objections. Only then do they agree to listen to you. If you have secret card 66, which I don't, you have the tracker status and a dial. Representing the bow maiden, go to 11. Representing the bow maiden, no. Otherwise, choose from the following. Hire yourself as an assistant. Tour the island's monuments. Tour the island's monuments. Sneak into the forbidden depths of the asylum. Go to verse 5. Leave, the exploration ends. Hire yourself as an assistant. I wonder if that would take energy away doing stuff. Tour the monuments. Sneak into the forbidden depths of the asylum. We'll do that. We'll go to verse 5. Roll a die. Uh-oh. I'm bad at rolling dice. +1 for each point of practicality is the fish. And, okay, aggression is the tiger. Then check the total result. So we add 3. Hey, I got a 6. I said I was bad. 6 + 3 is 9. So this is a 5+. You managed to get into the deep halls unnoticed. Go to verse 3. Verse 3. If you have part 5 of the Dreams and Prophecies status, go to verse 8. Otherwise, read on. Archdruid Wormtoe is in one of the deepest cells, desperately sustaining himself with magic. The last strips of skin left on his body resemble the scales of a half-scrubbed fish. That's a nice image. His mind, however, seems in good shape. It doesn't take long for him to recognize you're an outsider. He takes a long, hard look at you. If you're playing Maggot, if he's in your party, or if you have fewer than 1 magic, you're unworthy of a single word, the druid fumes. Get out of here. Exploration ends. Oh, man. We need magic. We can get magic at the Charred Conclave. Oh, but I don't want to travel again. That's another wound. We need magic. If we explore again, hire out, tour the island's monuments. I don't know if we're going to get magic. I'm doing a tour or hiring ourselves out as an assistant. Did we get any parts of any story? Otherwise, go to verse 2. No, we didn't. And I think we just have to go back up to the Charred Conclave. I remember I thought that was just like a magic gathering place. We'll have to do a gray encounter. Travel from the violent thunderstorm. Draw a gray encounter. So I'm going to shuffle this because just to make sure that they are shuffled from behind the your first encounter card. Let's see what we get. So now that deck won't be shuffled again during this particular chapter. Vagabond. Let's check him out here. 1 craftable item as loot. Oh, are you kidding me? Fast. What does fast mean? Players can play a maximum of 2 combat cards per activation. Even on 2 to 3, we prevent a damage with our armor. We could just run away. Let's draw our cards first, because we get to draw our cards first. He's a value of 5. Let's see what we get. And we can only play 2. I doubt we can do 5 in 2 cards, but we might get lucky. Craftable item seems kind of sweet. 1, 2, 3. Draw your 3 cards. Pick the active character as me. Delayed abilities, no. Play cards, receive an opportunity attack. So let's see what we got. Hey, this is cool. That would be 2. We'd get 2 charges on it. Then what? Hook that up. We could draw a card. That would be 2. This would add 1. We lose 1 less, and we get to draw a card and draw another card. So we'd be sitting at a damage of 3. We need to do 2 more. Unfortunately, this one doesn't do any. Okay, we're gonna fight him. We'll take another damage, which is not amazing, but it's for a craftable item. Oh, his flavor text. Living on the trail quickly teaches you to prey on the weaker. You made a mistake, buddy. So on play, we're gonna put 2 charges. I think you use these. Maybe? Or maybe do you use time tokens? I don't know. I'm going to use those as charges. So that's 1 card. He's fast. We only get to play 1 more card. And that was going to be ignore pain, hooking up the bonus here, and getting to... Oh, wait. I forgot to do these 2 cubes as damage. I don't know if I zoom in, can you guys see that better? It's a little grainier, which might be able to see the keys better. So we've got 2 cubes. And that hooks up and we get to draw a card. Let's see what we get. Reposition. Reposition's not great. Okay, so that's the end of my turn because I can only play 2 cards. So now the enemy attack. With 2 cubes, it's 2 damage and lose a cube. But here, I can pay a charge to lose 1 less cube. So let's pay a charge so we don't lose a cube, and we get to draw a card. Still no damage, what? Huh. I'll have to get lucky on the one that I draw. So now here, let's see, the other thing was, it was 2 damage with 2 cubes. My armor prevents 1, so I got to take 1. Then over here, gain a cube for every point of damage received. So we gain a cube. Huh. A little bit of saving grace if defend is our card, because we can prevent 2 damage. We would lose a cube, but then we got to do 3 on the next turn. Okay, so that's the enemy's attack. Victory check. He's got 3 out of 5. Every party member discards down to 3. Draw 1 combat card. Have 2 cubes on it. Oh yeah, powerful blow. Oh, that costs an energy though. Maybe I don't care. Maybe I don't care at this point. I'll have to do a gray counter again when I go down and come back. Okay, start the next turn. I don't have any card draw in here. Ooh, hold guard is actually good. Maybe I do this as my free. Oh, I can't prevent down to 0 damage though. But if I play defend, I'm trying not to use this energy. So if I play defend and I stop my turn, I can prevent 2 damage. I've got this to prevent losing the cube, and I get to put a time token on it to draw a card. And I get to draw another card. Yes, so I'll play defend and stop my turn, which is fine. I can play it because of the free key, because it's the first card during the turn, and I'm good. It doesn't have to hook up with anything up on the top. Enemy attack, 3 cubes, 2 damage, but oh wait, I gotta put a time token on it just so we're doing this correctly. I feel like I want to paint these time and quest tokens. I feel like I want to paint everything, I guess. But then also, instead of losing a cube, we'll pay the final charge off of this to prevent losing the cube, and we get to draw a card. So there's 1 damage. Okay. That card's okay. So that was his turn. He didn't get to do anything. End of the turn. Discard down to 3 cards. I will discard reposition. Then we draw a combat card. Man, magic and draw a card. I'm trying not to use powerful blow here. Okay, start the next turn. Go to phase 1. Pick any active character. Delayed abilities. We remove the time token to draw a card. Ah, there we go. This will do it. Play cards. So attack hooks up with aggression, and it hooks up with the free key for 3 damage. Takes it to 6. I'll end the turn, or end the phase of play cards, and do the victory check. 6 is more than 5. Last time I mathed, it was more than 5. So all those cards, I don't know why that dice is in the way, or that die, sorry. Loot 1 craftable item, and then the vagabond gets discarded to the back of the stack. Is that everything? Yes, loot 1 craftable item. All right. Back out to the big scene. All right. Wicker Shield. Discard this item to prevent 2 damage from an attack or response. which I don't think I will discard it. I might just save it for that one combat card that I have. When I play throw, I can flip over one weapon or shield I'm using to gain 2 cubes. This item is inactive until the end of combat. I think that's better. I mean, 2 cubes so far against these enemies has been quite a lot, and it just flips it over until the end of combat, it sounds like. And I got away with not using that energy from that other card. So we still have that one energy. I'm going to... Do I explore? I can't remember if I had to use more energy or whatever. I'm going to explore. I don't want to travel again. I'm at the Chart Conclave 104. I'm already down to 6 health. It doesn't take too long to find it. You just have to follow your nose. The remnants of an enormous wicker man kneel at the bottom of a small vale. You were here when it was set alight years ago. The day was wet. The wicker man smoldered, but it didn't burn. Its victims, dozens of tightly packed druids, are still inside, their melted faces and charred beards pressed against the bars, and looking toward the gray, silent skies. Barely audible, ceaseless whispers seem to fill the air. If you're playing Maggot, or if he's in your party, go to verse 10. Otherwise, choose one. Stay a while and listen. Go to verse 1. Dig through the remains. Go to verse 2. Leave while your sanity remains intact. Exploration ends. Oh, I think we had to listen. Go to verse 1. You stand there for a while, pondering whether this massacre was justified. The druids were blamed for the return of the Red Death, but without them, the plague kept on, while the menhirs weakened. The whispers in the wind became louder with every minute. There's still some form of life left in the burnt-out husks. You wonder what knowledge or madness they can bestow. Learn from the conclave. Pay 1 energy per party member. Go to verse 10. I have to exhaust. Or leave. The exploration ends. Yeah. I mean, I came here to get the magic. I hate going down to 5 health. Probably shooting myself in the foot. Verse 10. The lipless mouths sneer at you. The melted fingers seem to beckon and call you. An angry whisper grows like the sound of the sea. Finally, you realize they want you to come inside, to step behind the chart bars, where their black arms and melted fingers may close around you, into a place where your life should have ended with theirs. Go inside requires Maggot or at least 1 spirituality, which I don't have. Put your ear to the bars and gather what you can from here. I think that's the one. Go to verse 5. After a while, you learn to distinguish singular voices in the maddening cacophony of whispers. Several threaten you or throw curses for what your kin have done to the druids. Some cry out in agonizing pain. One describes a secret invocation and a forgotten ritual. That's hinting at you that you can learn about the menhirs here. If you have at least 3 magic, go to verse 7. Each party member gains 1 magic, and each party member who has at least 1 empathy gains a terror, but I don't have any empathy. I don't care that these guys burned, apparently. All of this for the magic. Exploration ends. So now actually the question is, do I don't want to move again, right? Yeah, because of the violent thunderstorm. So at the end of the day, consume a food down to 2 to get health back. I'm exhausted, so I just go up 4 to 5 energy. I only have 1 experience. I don't need to modify my deck. And the Charred Conclave. Did I dream here already? Yes, it was the one about going too slow and then too fast. Okay, start the next day. 4. There. Reveal the next event card. Be a good one. Uh-oh, new threat. Draw cards from the gray encounter deck until you draw one with the Guardian keyword. Oh no. Put this encounter in the lowest numbered revealed location and then shuffle the encounter deck. If there's no Guardian encounter in your gray deck, ignore this card. Oh, let there be no Guardian in the gray encounter deck, please. Traveling Merchant. Oh, what? This would have been the next card when we came back into here. Draw 3 random items. You may buy any craftable item from this pile for 1 wealth, or any other item for 2 wealth. You may sell any of your items for 1 wealth. Oh, I could have sold that snare. Darn it. Traveling. Oh, I have to shuffle anyways, right? Weird claimed. 7. Wow. Loot 1 magic. Band of Highwaymen. Wandering Priestess. Pay 1 wealth or 1 food to gain 3 health. That would have been nice. Another Band of Highwaymen. Crazed Farmhand. A Clansman. Another Vagabond. Another Weird Claimed. And a Vagabond I already fought. No Guardian. Whew. Could have been bad. Please let the merchant be on top. Please let the merchant be on top. Please be the merchant. Please be the merchant. Okay, no guardians to move. Pick active items. We've got shield and armor. Okay, so now we can move without taking damage. Back to the island asylum. Explore again. 109. And it was Sneak into the Forbidden Depths, verse 5. Oh, we have to roll again? Oh, no. But we get plus 3. We get plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. So 5 plus, you manage to get into the depths of the halls unnoticed. Go to verse 3. If you have part 5 of the Dreams and Prophecies, we don't. If you're playing as Maggot, or if you have fewer than 1 magic. Otherwise, go to verse 2. Listen to me, the Druid says. We should let you all die for what you did to us, ungrateful filth. But the knowledge of the circle can't die with me. You have to listen. You have to remember. Each party member gains 2 experience. All right. Okay. If you don't have it yet, all right, gain secret card 11 if you don't have it yet. Secret card. This card goes to 11. And it is the Minhir Rites. Let's get a little interesting angle going on it. Minhir Rites. Gain part 5 of the Dreams and Prophecies status. Dreams and Prophecies, part 5. Congratulations, you've completed your first quest. You now know how to wake the ancient Minhirs. When you finish a quest, make sure to always follow the instructions in the success section of your quest card. New task, get to a location with a Minhir icon and activate this Minhir before your time runs out. We've got 4 days, but we need food. Pretty desperately. So I think we'll go to Hunter's Grove before we go to Whitening. Maybe. Exploration ends, and I've got 1 energy left. Oh yeah, but we need to do something with this quest card. Quest card was success, resolve the chapter 1 part 5 card from the event deck and discard this card. So that card gets discarded. And we don't disturb the order of the other stuff, but we pull part 1 chapter 5 out. We've got 1 random event left. Part 1, Chapter 5. Man, I can't seem to put anything straight today. Despite your best efforts to learn and perform the ancient rite, the Menhir in your town seems beyond your help. Disheartened, you realize your only hope is to try to enable one of the 2 statues from the nearby locations. Activated Menhir in one of the nearby locations. The Mounds or Whitening. When you activate one of these Menhirs, resolve Chapter 1, Part 6. Discard. Oh, let's get our secret cards out of the way. All right, so we've got 1 energy left. The only way I can go is back to the chart conclave, and I gotta draw another gray encounter. We've got our shield if we draw that 1 shield card now. Okay, so that costs an energy. I really don't want to take a whole lot more damage. So we might have to run away. I'm just going to draw the front gray encounter, and it is... Ooh, the weird claimed. It is 1 magic as loot. So we'll draw our cards and see what we get, but he's a 7. A man who has ventured too far. He's starting to turn into the weirdness. But there's quite a bit of damage and terror. But we'll draw our cards, see what we get. Probably have to take the unavoidable opportunity damage just from running. I think you gotta know when to run in this game, I believe. One, two, three. I doubt we're going to get anything that's going to make this worth it. If you receive any damage, discard. Oh, this one would, Battlecry would prevent damage, and it's a bonus. I mean, we could see what happens. We link this up. Let's go back down. If we link this up, we get 2. And then we can link up the courage there. And I could draw a card. I could also pay a magic, my 1 magic. I'm going to loot a magic from this guy. And we'd be sitting at 1, 2 with a card draw. Wait a minute. If I play grapple first, that lets me draw a card. It's only 1 cube. Oh, I can't link this up. Darn it. Shoot. Play attack first. I think we're going to do it. I think we'll be okay, at least to start with, right? I'm not committing to this yet. I just want to see how it would go. So that would be 2 cubes. Battlecry links up with the bonus, and we draw a card. And on enemy attack, we prevent 1 damage, but we would gain a terror. I'm cool with gaining some terror, for now at least. I have to see if I draw another bonus card, but it'd have to be a really nice bonus to cover this action, or this prevention thing up. So I think we're okay. So let's do that. So we're there. We got the 2 cubes. That links up. We're drawing a card. Powerful Blow. All right. That would be 4. Can we do 1? Yeah, we can kill him. And the opportunity is a damage anyway. Okay, so our turn is done. Enemy's turn. 2 cubes is 1 damage prevented. Gain on terror. Okay. Then, just like to keep checking this just to make sure. So we did the enemy attack. Victory check, no. We don't have to discard. We've got 2 cards. We can draw a card. You choose the enemy attack except run away. Okay, I don't think we need to worry about that. Delayed abilities, none. Play cards. So if I play grapple, gets me 1. Right? That's 3. Then powerful. Oh, powerful blow does not have a bonus hookup on it. It's the bonus. Well, I can still beat him and only take. Let me think about this. If instead of playing that, I play. Then I'm not at 3, right? I'm only at 2. If I play powerful blow, to spend an energy because of my wound will take me down to 5. And then I would put a time token on here. But it gets me 3. So I'd be sitting at 5. Be another damage, so that would be down to 4 health and 2 terror, which isn't great. All of this for a magic. I don't think a magic is worth 3 total terror and 2 more damage. Because I would lose one of those. Then I could play that. Nope, I'm gonna run away and take the opportunity attack of the 1 unavoidable damage, just to go down to 5. That magic would have been nice, but I think that's too much given up in exchange just for 1 magic. When I could get that same 1 magic by paying 1 energy. 2 energy. It was 2 energy, I guess. Here at the Chart Conclave. All right, Weird claimed. I thought there was a path, and maybe there was, maybe I just wasn't seeing it. So I'm done for the day then. Oh boy, I need to be able to light this min here pretty quick too. So let's rest. We'll consume a food, down to 1 food, to gain a health and Lose a terror. Should I advance my character? I've got 3 experience points. I could get a combat card. Or 1 point in one of the attribution pairs, but all of my things have a point at least, so I would need 4 to get a second point, which would just be here. Or I could get a second practicality for 4 experience. I think I'm good though. We have to get our energy. No dex to modify. We know what that dream is, so we go to the start of the next day. So in here, dial down to 3. Random event. Be kind. Heavy rainfall. Each travel costs 1 additional energy. That's not kind. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Whew. That adventurer's kit that we saw would have prevented that. So, no guardians to move, fortunately. Go into doing stuff. So, moving is going to cost 2. Then, moving to Hunter's Grove is going to cost another 2. Because of the heavy rainfall. And I'll hunt, or I'll do this gather food there tomorrow. Because I'm already down to 1. And we better be able to light that min here pretty soon. Oh, I'm here. I get to reveal the 4 Dweller Mounds. Misty covered mound. Treasure hunt. Gain a terror. I can get wealth over there. I can trade food for wealth there in case I need it also. It's like, do you want to go east or west? I remember the start of the 2nd chapter was like you either choose. There was something you could do west. There was something you could do east, which is what I did last time. So we're going to end the day again. Consume our last food. Go up in health. Up to 6 energy. This is nice. It's 1 unavoidable damage though. I'm still not going to expend experience points. Oh, we have a dream in Hunter's Grove. Remember, we got a status from this. Dream. If you have part 2 of the Morning Song status, your sleep is dreamless tonight. Otherwise, read on. You drift off under this ochre-painted constellation into a restless sleep where you chase a young dove in the hills just outside Connacht. You wake early in the morning in a cold sweat with several fresh cuts. The taste of blood fills your mouth. Beside you, raw pieces of meat lay carefully wrapped in leaves. If you don't have the Hunter's Mark status, each character in this location gains 2 food. They gain the Hunter's Mark status, so we can only gain this 2 food 1 time, because now we will have the Hunter's Mark status. Hunter's Mark. Check. Okay, that's the dream. All right, let's stock up on some more food here. We're going to spend... Oh, wait. That's the end of the day. I don't get to start doing stuff yet. Move the expired menu. Reduce all time in menu. Okay. 2 left on the dial. Go back to the event deck. Chapter 1, Part 3. We're through our random events. You recognize many constellations in the night sky, the Twin Warriors, the Seal and her cub, the Winch, and also the Cup, which is said to have appeared in the heavens when Arthur claimed the Grail. Now it seems that one of the stars on its edge has turned red, as if the cup was leaking blood. What foul omen is this? Your time is running out. The next travel of every character costs 1 energy less. Cool. We get a free move into Whitening then. Oh, but our rep is still only 1. Place 1 additional random event on top of the event deck. Okay, so I will take the top random event, put it on the event deck. Discard this card. So that's the event. No Guardians to move. We still got our 2 active items. Because I'm pretty sure you only have to pick between items with keywords, and I've only got armor and shield for my keyword items. Huh, that's snare. It's like gambling. Now I get to do stuff. I'm going to get some food. So let's gather, or not, yeah, we're going to gather food, gain 2 food, and draw a green encounter. And this is going to be the first green encounter, so it's the Mist-Shaped Vermin again. And his loot is a food. We should be able to take care of the Mist-Shaped Vermin. Oh man, if we would have drawn that shield toss. Maybe I should have dug for it with a mulligan. 3 combat cards. Battle Cry, risky attack and attack. If we do attack and Battle Cry, we can prevent the Mist-Shaped Vermin's would this work? Nope. Yeah, let's do that. We'll play attack. Lines up with aggression for 1 and the free key for 1. So that's 2. Then Battle Cry links up with Courage as a bonus key, and we get to draw a card. And it's Crippling Strike. That actually doesn't help very much. This one, next time, will get us a card. We can toss a dial. Then we might not be able to cover it up. Huh, Mist-Shaped Vermin. You're supposed to be an easy kill. Maybe I should have mulliganed. So that's it for my turn because I have no more bonus keys that I can link up. His attack is 1 damage, but I can prevent 1 from my card here. I would discard down to 3, but I've only got 2. So then I draw a card. Powerful Blow is going to cost me energy again. But that's fine. I get to move for free, right? I hate using Powerful Blow to kill Mist-Shaped Vermin. Oh, actually, wait, let's not do that yet. So it comes back around to my turn, right? For my turn, if I play Crippling Strike, I gain 2 charges and a cube. So he gets a cube. His level 3, or his 3 cube thing is to lose a cube, but my charges here can prevent the cube from being lost. And then we can kill him next turn without spending an energy. I will stop my turn there. Victory check. We're not at 4 yet, so we go to the enemy. Lose a cube. Pay a charge to prevent the cube loss and draw a card. Hey, it's throw. Discard down to 3. Draw a card. It's another attack. why not? Let's go back to my turn. We play attack, and that'll take us up to 5 cubes. Victory check. The vermin is destroyed. So we get 1 food as loot. And then the first green encounter is out of the game. I'll throw a cut in here because I'm going to sneeze again. Okay, that's better. So now I'm still left with 2 energy, because I was able to avoid the card that would have cost me energy. And because of that card from the encounter deck, we can move for 1 less. The next travel of every character costs 1 less. Heavy rainfall was last turn, right? Yes. Yes. That's right. So we've got 2 left. I have to draw a blue encounter when I enter this location. And it's going to be the first blue encounter. So it's Suspicious Guard. So this is a diplomacy encounter. Not Beor's greatest strength. We've got to get 3 up arrows. The reward is 1 rep, which would be nice because that would give us the 2 we need. I think it was to do stuff in whitening and not hurt old people. I remember he said like he was beating people up or something. I can't remember for sure, but it was something crazy. Failure is lose a rep, so we don't want to fail. Oh, we have to start on the gray. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we should keep it close. I don't know why I keep that die out there. Lose 1 rep, plus for each point of your aggression. Well, we don't want to lose a rep. Might makes right. We do have a point of caution to go up 1, but then he's just going to go right back down. This is a terrible starting hand for Beor. Yeah, this is terrible if I'm trying to keep the rep. Lose 1 rep if you have at least 2 aggression, you go up just 1. So that would go up 1. This would connect the bonus key. So it'd be up 2. I don't want to pay the magic to connect it. That sounds like a bad idea, because I don't know what this min here needs for sure. Let's check the Mulligan Rule. I think I would go to 2 cards is what it would do. Combat, diplomacy. Pretty sure there is a mulligan, right? Drawing an encounter card. Oh, I don't see I don't see a mulligan. For diplomacy. Or maybe it's just not called mulligan? Is it in that big gray box? It is. If you don't like your starting hand, you can discard it and draw a new hand with one less card. You're going to repeat this until you only have one card in your hand. They just don't call it a mulligan in the rule book. What did it say? Discard your hand so you don't reshuffle. So we're not going to get any of these cards back. So those cards are gone. And we just draw 2. And hope these are better. Well, I mean, it's better. Ooh, geez, bizarre methods, though we could lose the rep. If I line that up, I've only got caution, so it would go up 1. And then here, I do have caution as the bonus key. I'm not going up again, but I ignore the opponent's response, and I discard this after the response. I wonder if this is misprinted. It doesn't have the thing that you have to do this as soon as you play it, but I'm assuming that you do. So either way, we're going to lose a rep. So we might as well gamble, right? Because we're going to lose the rep anyway. So we toss a dial. Come on, Grail. Nope. Skull. Oh, I was trying to prevent that from happening. Oh well, now we just can't explore in whitening. But let's see if we get that rep back. So this connects to do that. And we will play this. That hooks up for the bonus key. Our turn is done. Enemy's turn, we ignore the response so it doesn't go down. And we discard this after the response. So then, discard down to 3. I've got no cards. I only get to draw 1 card. And where was this card to start? So this does nothing for us. We start the next turn. I mean, because it hooks up the bonus key, but it doesn't do anything. The affinity is still green. So it's not going to go up 2. So we will just end the encounter, and we have to automatically take the failure, which is lose a rep, which we don't have. So the first blue encounter done, and we have no rep. Still sitting with 2 energy to do stuff with, though. Okay, so for 0 energy, we're going to actually check them in here. 107. The min here requires 3 energy, 1 health, 1 wealth, and 1 magic per player. If there aren't enough models left, take it from the location of your choice. So we need 3 energy. So we might as well rest, I guess. We got to spend 1 energy to get the wealth. And then we're going to have 1 energy left. I'm not doing the exploration. That's not going to happen. I should note this down. This is 107. 3 energy, 1 health, 1 wealth, and 1 magic. Take notes, right? So we got to trade with the townsfolk. That takes an energy, and we have to exchange a food with them. I don't know why I threw that in there, because I could have just moved it over to the wealth box. I guess I could take that damage to go up to 6. That seems inefficient to only get... Oh, I just thought of something. The Wayfarer leaves on a day when you're at 0. I wonder if that's how that's been ruled. It's fully restore your energy, receive 1 unavoidable damage. If I go down to 0 on a day, does that take me up to 6? So I could potentially spend 10 action or 10 energy in 1 day? And when I have 3 energy, I could light them in here now, but I would become exhausted and I have to pay a health, so I'd go down to 5 health. Maybe it's better just to be inefficient. These are the choices. These might just be better to be inefficient. I think I remember, like, because Beor has 2 aggression, there was just no other path to take when you explored in Whitening. What else can I do with energy? Explore, travel, location, action, inspect a Minhir character. Action. The character action costs 4. I guess I'll end my day. I really would have liked to have been able to encounter the townsfolk. So eat a food, health up, terror down, full energy. Dream. We haven't had the dream here yet. Your dream of home is understandable, considering for the first time in your life you've wandered so far from it. But why is everyone talking and walking backward? Backward. What does that hint mean, if it even is a hint? All right. Start of the next... Oh, we got a random event, too. Start of the next day. This min here is down to 1. I hate to go get food and then come back, because then I gotta do another blue encounter. And he is not good at diplomacy. Okay, so we get the random event that we put on top of the event deck. And it, oops. Blood Moon. Each time you resolve a gray, green, or purple encounter, receive 1 additional unavoidable damage for each enemy attack. Sign of Crom Crotch, the god of worms and tombs. Well, I hope we will not be resolving a gray, green, or purple encounter. Haven't seen that random event before. Not like I've seen a lot of them. No guardians. We've got our items. Okay, let's play with them in here. It's 3 energy. 1, 2, 3. 1 health. 1 wealth. And 1 magic. Right. And it was 9 minus 1. Set its dial to 9 minus 1 per player. So let's take, how about this guy? The guy with the grail. And he's got some candles on the back there too. Lit up. All right, so at least this is a full dial at 8. That one's gonna go soon. So let's move all of this. Because lighting that min here reveals 114 up above and 117 next to it. And we do finish the quest here, so I just want to get these out. So we've got Tangle Root. Gain 2 food, draw a green encounter. So that's kind of like the other one. Kind of like Hunter's Grove. Oops, I just totally knocked it. And then First Farmhold. Draw a purple encounter when you enter this location once per day. Unfortunately, I think we have to go this way to get some food. All right, so we have lit a min here, and our card said activate a min here in one of the nearby locations, 106 or 107. When you activate one of these min heres, resolve the Chapter 1 Part 6 card and discard this card. So we will go to Chapter 1 Part 6. Congratulations, you've completed your first chapter of the Fall of Avalon campaign. Each character gains 2 experience and a magic. So we're sitting at 5 experience points. Each character gains 1 free combat deck advancement. Discard your event deck, place any, and then go on to Chapter 2 setup. Follow those instructions. All right, let's do this. So we get to draw 3 cards from our combat advancement deck. And pick one. 1, 2, 3. We got Beor, Brutal Attack. We got Beor, Mighty Blow. And Heroic Strike. Lose 1 energy. Gain 1 for each courage. Heroic Strike comes out of the gate with 4. Costs an energy though. Has a practicality hook. I really like getting these cards that have bonus keys on them to extend my play. Losing energy is not my favorite thing. Brutal Attack nets us another card if we keep it up. All of these will all link. When we've got 2 aggression, we've got 1 courage, we've got 1 practicality. And it's a cube for each courage, so this one actually is 5 cubes. If you play it as the first card for 1 energy. 5 cubes for 1 energy. I don't know. I'm going to contemplate my upgrade in between episodes. And the way this works is we just pick up in chapter 2 where we left off with our dials and with our energy and everything. So nothing is going to get reset as far as that goes, unless there's something in the setup that tells us to reset it. So yeah, there you go. Chapter 1 of the second attempt with Beor complete. We've only got 3 food. I think we'll head up Tangleroot and get some more food. Because I think I'm just going to go to try to go to Camelot again like last time. And hopefully avoid the thing that got me last time. I'll just leave it at that in case you haven't seen the last playthrough. Okay, I hope you're enjoying this series and all the other series on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.